How's it going, guys? Capricious Conch here today for another video. As you can see, it's the same day. My voice is still fucked. My face went numb after the last video, but I gave it a break and I'm going to give you guys another one because I got shit on my mind, alright? So, today's video is about tasty foods versus good foods. You know, when somebody says, that tastes good, they're fucking wrong, you know? Cake does not taste good. It tastes tasty. It tastes flavorful. It tastes sugary. It does not taste good. Good implies some benefit, whereas cake has no benefit at all. Kentucky Fried Chicken does not taste good. It tastes flavorful. If it was good, it wouldn't be so bad for you, you know? Pizza is not good, you know? Like, restaurants will claim healthy options, you know? It's not healthy. It's just less unhealthy than everything else on your menu. And you know what? I think it's a real problem that you go to a restaurant and pretty much every meal there is based around meat. And for the most part, they're also based around the same ingredients, you know? Which is great from a restaurant manufacturing perspective, because you can make more meals with the same amount of ingredients, but when it comes down to it, you know, you can't just eat the same fruits and vegetables, the same grains, the same meats, and get different nutrients, get all the nutrients you need. You know, we actually need 19 different minerals and nutrients, but we have 4 food groups here in Canada. We have meat, dairy, grains, and fruits and vegetables. Now that doesn't make any sense. Once again, how fruits and vegetables and grains are both plants, yet they're in different categories. Yeah, I get it. You know, it should be, you know, we need grains because of fiber. We don't really need grains, we need fiber, right? We don't really need milk, we need calcium, right? We don't really need meat, we need protein and B12, right? Really, yeah, we do need fruits and vegetables. We're a frugivore species. We have the jaw for it. We have the stomach acid for it. You know, we're meant to eat a diet consisting of primarily fruits and vegetables. All right. Now, so yeah, we have 4 food groups currently, and we should have 19 food groups. You know, if we had 19 food groups based on the minerals and nutrients that we actually need, and each of these groups showed everything available that contributes those minerals and nutrients. And of course they should have a vegetarian and a vegan chart for this as well, and that's honestly what our diet should be. Like, you know, people say it's okay to have meat every once in a while, sure, but when you start saying stuff's okay at all, people just take that to mean, you know, it's okay all the time, once in a while in the day. You know, eating meat, eating dairy every day is not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the world. It's not ethical in the way that the cows and the meat animals are raised. You know, it's not good for the environment, and I said that already. It's not good for your body, you know. It's just bad all around. There's nothing good about it. Maybe meat was a necessity back in the day when you couldn't survive over the winter on only vegetables and fruits that you'd cured. You know, it was easier to pour salt on a length of beef than it was to, you know, like store a bunch of vegetables more than you needed. You know, meat was an investment. You could put extra vegetables that would go bad, out of surplus, into your animals, and then you eat the animals when you are strapped for food. That makes sense if you have food problems in the winter. We're in a global economy now. We have food growing all year long, through the winter, through the summer. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. It's always summer somewhere. You know, this shouldn't be a problem. We should have farms all over the world making organic, non-GMO crops in non-hostile environments, chemically and physically. And we should have more than enough capacity to sustain the world. This would allow us to do crop rotation instead of having these foods. If you can say that wheat, fruits, and vegetables, etc., have this amount of nutrients in them on average, yeah, that's on average, but those averages change daily depending on growing conditions. If we're not doing crop rotation, we're not doing proper farming practices because this, overwhelming lack of food, we're not getting the proper nutrients. If you grow blackberries and you harvest them, without waiting until the last 3 days of their growth, they're not going to have any antioxidants in them. You could have blueberries in the stores claiming that they have antioxidants because they're blueberries, but they don't actually have any antioxidants at all. Furthermore, they might not have the chemicals, the natural chemicals, in the ground in order to produce the antioxidants in the first place. So that's a problem, obviously. But yeah, we have no reliance from meat. But this brings me to my next little idea here, which I've been talking about for a while among my friends, which is the food groups of the future. And of course I'm talking about the dystopic future, what the government and the media is going to want us to think, what the industries want us to think. And this is current day. This is what we're living. But in the future it's going to be much worse. It's going to be socially accepted if we don't do something about it and stand up against this nonsense. Now, as I've told you, we need 19 groups, not even groups of food, we need 19 separations of what foods produce the most of each mineral and nutrient. And we need to focus on non-meat, non-dairy, non-harmful products, But these food groups of the future, it's kind of hilarious. They're going to be sugar, salt, meat, milk, and flavoring. People in the past would seek out a variety of different flavors because naturally different flavors, which of course that has nothing to do with flavors, it's more about the actual foods. You can tell that more visually than by your taste. But good flavor usually meant stuff wasn't poisonous, so they went on flavors. But people tried to get a variety of different flavors because they thought that's what nutrients depended on. It has nothing to do with that. But in modern society, people don't even believe that they eat because food is medicine, because food is our energy source. They eat because their bodies tell them to, because they have an addiction. Whether that addiction keeps us alive or not, food addiction, it's a good thing and a bad thing. But people don't even eat. Like, they know that they have to eat, but they don't eat like they eat because they have to eat. They don't eat like it's medicine. They don't eat like the purpose of eating is for nutrients. They eat because they enjoy it. They eat because it's pleasurable. They eat because it's flavorful. When they're having a meal at a restaurant, they don't talk about, the nutrients involved. They say, how does that taste, And once it gets on your plate, if you have the right things, sure, discuss how it tastes. It's all good to promote good, healthy eating. But if you're discussing with much happiness and excitement the taste of nutritionally void foods, honestly, you're a fucking idiot. I'm surrounded by these idiots and I love them. But this is an imbecile way of thinking. This is stupid. People are passing this down to their children. When people have hereditary diseases, yes, it carries in your genetics. Yes, your children will have to deal with your mistakes no matter what. Even if you die at their birth and they're adopted by somebody else. Yes, they will. But the majority, the thing that we can actually change is the nurture, You're not just giving your children your genetics. You're giving your children your lifestyle choices, which for the most part are fucking horrible. And we all have, lifestyle choices that are made with fallacy, that are doing the wrong thing. But our primary purpose in raising our children should be to eliminate our lifestyle choices that are harming us, will harm our children, reduce their lifespan, reduce their growth, reduce their health and quality of life, reduce their wellness, increase their stress, increase their likelihood of depression, disease, suicide, and death. We should be decreasing these values. We shouldn't be convincing our children to pursue a life of hedonism, a life of flavor, taste, and masochism. We shouldn't be encouraging our children to watch shows like The Walking Dead. We shouldn't be encouraging our children to watch fiction that has no real meaning to it. There's fiction, you got people back in the day, like To Kill a Mockingbird is fiction, Catcher in the Rye is fiction, George Orwell's 1984, these are all fictional novels, but they teach a message. And we're not reading these novels anymore. We're reading Peppa Goes to School. We're watching Teletubbies, We're watching stupid shit, alright? We should be teaching our children skills and knowledge and wisdom they can rely on to live a meaningful, fulfilling, purposeful, healthy life. We shouldn't be teaching them that the next 5 food groups are going to be sugar, salt, meat, milk, fat, and flavoring. Peace out.